Illuminating reports have shared the extent of Anna Duggar's feud with Jim, Bob, and Michelle. It seems clear that she is totally in denial about her disgraced husband's arrest and is blaming everyone but him. But it sounds like that's just the tip of the iceberg. A new report sheds light on how secrets and lies surrounding Josh's arrest and tearing this family apart at the seams. KT Joy Without a Crystal Ball reports that an inside source opened up about the disruptive family dynamic. And folks, things sound downright ugly. This isn't just about Anna. And it's not just about Josh anymore, either. According to the report, some members of the Duggar family have totally cut off communication with one another. Like we said, it's not just another. This insider does confirm how bad things are there. Anna is no longer welcome in the main house. Apparently, various members of the Duggar family are outraged by the secrets and lies. Specifically, it sounds like there was, internally, a lot of misinformation spread within the family when Josh was under investigation. Multiple family members are said to be totally fed up with being kept in the dark about what was really happening. KT Joy characterized what has happened as a breaking point. The family divide has led some family members to ice out each other. If it were disagreements about Josh's guilt, that would be one thing, but it sounds like the lies made this a watershed moment for the Duggars. Jim Bob has a history of trying to cover up Josh's wrongdoings, especially sex crimes. When Josh molested 5 young girls, his father kept it a secret from law enforcement and from anyone outside of the cult. When that history was exposed, Jim Bob trotted his daughters out on interviews to defend their brother and minimize the sex crimes he committed against them. Now, it seems that Jim Bob has been doing this again. Why? Maybe it's a desire to protect his eldest son, since part of the cult's culture holds that men are not responsible for their actions towards women. However, the report mentions an attempt to keep the family marketable for a possible Duggar comeback. After counting on cancellation, there are not a lot of specifics in this report, and we of course do not know the source. Taking it with a grain of salt is very fair. However, a lot of this sounds believable, and it's not difficult to fill in the blanks through education speculation. One could imagine that Jim Bob may have misled most of the family after the investigation into Josh became news in late 2019. There was no hard evidence at the time indicating what the raid by Homeland Security might have been about. If so, Josh's siblings and their spouses would have been blindsided when it was revealed that Josh was charged with possession of heinous material. We have all heard how apparently most of the Duggars learned of counting on cancellation from the internet. This may speak to a general lack of coordination and communication, as suggested by the report. TLC likely wouldn't call family members one by one. They'd tell Jim Bob and immediately release the good news to the public. After Josh's charges were made public, several of the adult Duggars released vague posts hoping for justice. One particularly tone-deaf one condemned pornography of any kind, which misses the point and uses these charges to push an agenda. Photos and video showing the sexual abuse of children is not pornography in any meaningful sense. It's footage of lives being ruined. Many hope that this divide, realizing what a lying snake Jim Bob is, will help more Duggars to follow in Jill and Amy's footsteps. Jim Bob is not a trustworthy person or a moral authority. He is a deeply bad man in many ways. None of the Duggars can ever lead a truly normal life after their cultist upbringing, but they could be happier without Jim Bob's influence.